Hello again, Ian Stuck with Mastermind Games, and diving right back in with Monsterpocalypse, this time, Communications Array. And Terran Khaki, 09122. So, this is a great example of how the buildings have changed. In the first edition of the game, Communications Array was nothing but a satellite dish sitting directly on the ground, no building around it, and not even this array, just a big square it was coming out of, so the sculpt already is vastly improved over the original blind purchase pre-painted plastic incarnation. Unfortunately, on that last video, I could not get a very good thumbnail picture. I don't get it. Maybe I just need to go ahead and buy a new camera as soon as I can afford to. Also, I don't get why this is repelling the paint. I have an adequate coat of primer on here. Huh. Curious. I'll get it figured out. Am I even? Okay, yeah, I'm at least in camera, but still anxious about that. Okay, takes care of that, and I can do one more right this minute. That's going to be Deep Red 09002. So, the picture on the blister card here shows a little protrusion out of the antenna here, but I don't see that on the model itself. There wasn't any missing piece in the package either. But, and this is a scheme loosely based off of what it shows in the package, because I couldn't think of anything better. Not that a building of this style needs to be particularly flashy anyway, though, but is it too wet? I wonder. For some reason, this brings to mind gags from Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead involving radio stations, radio towers. I'm again baffled as to this repelling effect. Did I just not get enough primer on? Is it the primer itself? I don't know. But, alright, that's what I'm going to have to do for now. So back in a minute, get the next base coat. Okay, next up, Cloudy Gray 09089. This coat's not completely dry, but it's dry enough to work with. Maybe not, but I think I can still make it happen somehow. Well, there's a bit of flash I somehow missed. I'll have to take care of that off camera. Oh boy. Alright, it's okay. Get the doors right here. I do have windows in, but they're not the glass paned type that were on the other building. Okay. I need to let that dry completely this time and then get the last base coat. Okay, last base coat. Tarnished Steel 09206. Probably gonna have to touch some of these up. It's gotten a little strange. This is pretty much just going on the dish itself and these accoutrements on the side. Which I just found out is a word that's been overused this year for some reason. Whatever. Fairly inconsequential when you think about it. So this is turning into another one of those things that maybe I should have done a partial assembly on before painting. Well, I'll eventually be getting 3 more of these, so I'll know better for next time. But in current rules of Monsterpocalypse, there's no limit on the number of copies of any unit you can take. Each monster is still assumed to be a unique entity, and only one of each can be taken. Structures, there's a limit of 4, but the apartment buildings that come with the starter have a special rule that specifically say you can take more than 4 of that one. And again, going into strategies of the game, that building has no special abilities at all, and could be useful to deny your opponents a more useful power base. As far as this radar network's or not radar network, a communications array, it has the incombustible rule, so it does not put down a hazard tile when it is destroyed, just a rubble tile. And it adds 1 to the range of blast attacks. Can't remember if that's just for the unit securing it or if that's everything. I'd have to double check what the card says. But an example of a very useful building to have secured. Alright. Again, there's that repulsion effect. I'm not certain what's causing it, but it's pushing the paint away in certain spots. Just curious. And again, uncertain exactly what's causing it. Some fluke in the primer? Did I not get enough on? I thought I did. Well, regardless, this that's base coat, so, and immediately after finishing that sentence, that comes off of the dish. It is a bit harder to see if it's primed or not because the resin itself is this flat gray on the bottom. So, all right. Okay, let it dry and then hit shading. Okay, time to shade. Blackened steel 09205. About half paint, half water. Okay. So, talking about the maps of Monsterpocalypse, it looks like in the current edition, there are lots, well, not a lot, but a little bit, well, I wouldn't say smaller, but I would say more claustrophobic. The actual play area is larger, but it's clearly designed around the premise of getting you and your opponent into combat as quickly as possible with few opportunities to run away and hide. Now, it's getting on this part, but that's alright. I expected it. It'll get worked out fine. This is why you go highest area to lowest on shading. It makes it easier to correct what's underneath. So, okay. I'll let that dry completely and then hit the next layer. Okay, this is dry enough. I can do the next layer. Red brick 09001. This is literally a model where I can only do one color of shading at a time, unfortunately. But it happens, so get that thinned out like I need it. Make certain I'm in camera this time, not. I might go ahead and fill some of this in with a shading layer of pure black. We'll see what this looks like after it dries. Looks like the silver hair is not completely dry yet, but I think I'll be alright. Okay. Let that dry and see what we end up with. Okay. 09088 Stormy Gray. So that last bit turned out reasonably well. Okay, doors. Okay, that's just going to leave the khaki. Okay, last shade. Khaki Shadow 09121. just go ahead and start on the most difficult part, the front here, because I want to get, well, everything except the door here. Just making sure I'm in camera. Okay. Trying to make sure this gets into the slits in the side here. Okay. Now once that completely dries, I can, well, actually, I can do the last few details right now. Not better wait for that to completely dry. Okay, pure black 09037. Now I'm not going to shine the windows like I did with the downtown high-rise last time, because this is supposed to be a more secure building. So we'll just do pure black, like a one-way glass kind of thing. So carefully, because these are tiny. Dot that in. And then in here as well. Okay, I need to let that dry completely, and then I can highlight, glue it on its base, and call it good. Okay, time to finish. Blood red 09003. Again, prep the brush by using no water and brushing it on a paper towel till it looks like there's nothing left. go against the edges to catch better, and this will hit just the highest parts of the model, leaving the lowest parts. Okay. I'm going to switch brushes so that one has a chance to dry off while I do the next. Yeah, this should be okay. For brush selection, you want a ragged, feathered-looking one like this. So, reason to save your beat-up brushes. 09207 True Silver. And I'm only concerned myself with highlighting the readily visible, easily accessible areas, so that underside of the dish I had so much trouble getting at is not going to be highlighted. What the outer surface is. We're just lightly dusting. Okay, next I think I'm going to change brushes again, and changing this frequently in this step is something that's a necessity, because not only do I need a completely dry brush to make this work properly, but you need different sizes for different areas. 09090 Misty Gray. At least on a model with this much surface area, it helps to have a couple of different sizes available. Use larger for the larger areas and go down smaller for the smaller ones. Start with the doors here. About precision and control. A little bit of something in there, I'm not sure what, but that's all right. Light 09123. Okay, that's got it. Now I just need to glue it on the base. So clean out the brush first. And again, just like last time, I was keeping it in a spare blister pack to keep it pristine. And I left my glue in the other room. I'll be right back. Okay, quick trip to the living room later. Alright, need to peel the base out of its protective wrap. And then a bit of thick cyanoacrylate glue. Overall thin line on the bottom, a little more on the antenna tower in the corner. There's a lid, always get that capped up between use. Carefully center it the way you want it. And hold for about 20 seconds, 25 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should do okay, there we go. Communications ready for Monsterpocalypse, ready for play. So this is the last Monsterpocalypse video I'm going to have till I get more stuff for the game, but I've got plenty of Warhammer 40,000 related games, a bit of War Machine Hordes, and a heaping helping of Malifaux. So, plenty to pick from. Till next time, I am Ian Stuckey with Mastermind Games, signing out.